Okay guys, so today's lesson is going to be on ordering your decimals. So your objective for the lesson is going to be able to put decimals in order from least to greatest, or greatest to least, depending on what the directions ask. So you're taking what we learned yesterday about comparing them to see greater than or less than, and now you're using them to put them in order. So let's review what we learned yesterday. So this should look very familiar to you. You should determine whether 75 hundredths or 6/10ths is bigger. And remember yesterday we talked about how if you have one number that has two digits to the right of the decimal, you can easily add a 0 to the other number so that they're easy to compare, because then they'll have the same number of spaces to the right of the decimal. So if we look at this again, we have 75 hundredths or 60 hundredths. Which one would be bigger? And we know that 75 is bigger than 60, so 75 hundredths would be bigger than 60 hundredths or 6/10ths. 6/10ths, excuse me. Alright, let's try this one. So you have 1 5/10ths and 1 25 hundredths. Knowing that you can put your mystery 0 there so that you have equal numbers after the decimal place. So 1 50 hundredths or 1 25 hundredths, which one is bigger? And we know that 1 50 hundredths is the bigger number. Alright, so now we're going to work on putting our decimals in order, okay? So we're taking what we know for comparing them and figuring out what order do they go in. Well, I've started us off with using a number line just to kind of see how they would fit on the number line and what order they would go in. So this number we have 25 hundredths, then we have 1/10th, which can also be considered 10 hundredths, and then we have 17 hundredths. Alright, so if we put those in order, our 10 hundredths would go here, our 17 hundredths would be before 20, so probably somewhere right around there. And our 25 hundredths is going to be after the 20, so right about there. So if we put them in order, it would be 10 hundredths, 17 hundredths, and 25 hundredths, going from smallest to biggest. Alright, so I want you in your math thinking notebook to see if you can put these numbers in order without having a number line. Now, I started you off with a pretty easy one because they're all 10th places, so let's see how you do with that. So go ahead, pause the video, see if you can put these in order in your math thinking notebook, and then we will go through it together to see if your answer is correct. You're putting it from least to greatest, so put the smallest number first, and then the greatest number at the end. Alright, so for putting these numbers in order, I'm just going to kind of draw a number line for myself just to kind of see what I have going on here. So I have my 0 here, and then my largest is going to be, looks like it's going to be 0.1. Let's see. My largest would actually be a 1. To erase that. So my largest is going to be a 1. Alright, and let's see, probably going to put my 0.5, I'm just going to put 0.5 in the middle so I can kind of estimate where my middle is. And I'm going to know that my 0.1 is going to be all the way at the beginning here, because that's a pretty small number. And my 0.4, or my 4/10ths, is going to be before my half. 6/10ths would be after my half. And 9/10ths would be at the end. You can also see that it kind of goes up in numeral order. So 1, 4, 6, and 9. 4 is bigger than 1, 6 is bigger than 4, and then 9 is bigger than 6. Alright, let's try it one more time. Here are your numbers. I gave you a mixture this time, gave you some hundredths and some tenths. See if you can do them without your number line. Go ahead and pause this and give it a try. And then after you have tried it out in your math thinking notebook, we will go through it together. Alright, so for this one, I'm not going to do a number line. I'm actually going to, first I'm going to make this 9/10 into 90 hundredths, so it's easier for me to visualize. And then I'm going to look for my smallest number. So my smallest actually is going to be my 14 hundredths, because 14 pennies is smaller than anything else that I have here. Then my 39 hundredths would be next, followed by my 65 hundredths, and then finally ending with my 9/10 or 90 hundredths. I'll tell you when I actually wrote this out, I did not mean to put them in order to begin with, but apparently they were. Okay, so that would be the order they would be in if I wanted to be from least to greatest. Alright, so you've finished the video. This is the last slide. You can go ahead and complete the Google form on this, and then begin working on the math homework.